So let's talk about it. Mental health. I just want to do a brain dump on my thoughts on mental health issues. My name is Noel. Welcome to Verbal on Life. And I want to talk about mental health issues because how are you supposed to deal with anyone battling mental health issues? Because, people got different types of physical health issues that you can see. Maybe you have a fever, maybe you have a headache, maybe you have a cough. But mental health is something that you cannot really see. All you can do is step back and see how they act and react, and then try to make an assessment whether they have mental health issues. So I wanted to make this video, make a quick brain dump, take advantage before 8 o'clock when I do my other stream and just get things off of my chest. Um, Here, let me post a video. Here is a video of a friend that I have that got mental health issues. And I don't mean she's crazy. Like, when you're young and you call people crazy, like, oh, such and such is crazy. No, to me, that's not even a word anymore. Like, once you become a grown adult and you figure things out and you learn to stop using the word crazy, instead, call things for what they really are and what type of mental health issues a person is suffering so that you can treat it or you can help if you want to help or walk away, because in life we all got our own personal problems, and the last thing you could do is drag on somebody else's problem onto your load. Like, you're trying to take care of you, right, and what you consider to be personal, but to take care of somebody else's mental health problems can be a bit much, right? So I'm trying to make this video, put out information out there to see what you guys think. How do you go about helping others? And I'll point out my life and my point of view, my opinion, to see how much sense does it make. Because once you speak something out loud, it tends to take a different point of view or a different stand. So here we have an individual, right, that at first I didn't see the mental health issues. I saw it as just normal. A beautiful young lady that I decided to date. And I said, hey, I'm a nice guy. I'm a beta. And she's a beautiful young lady. Here, let me click on the Instagram. And that's a still picture that I put on AI, and AI made it move, by the way. So that's a cool picture. So what are we talking about? What do you do when you have, I guess the question for men, a beautiful young lady that you want to help out, but because of their mental health issues, you can't take on all of their problems. How's it going, Ethan?
What's up, man? When are we gonna go to the store?
Oh, yeah, tomorrow.
Why not today?
What do you want to get?
Just weights. I'm tired of 10 pound dumbbells.
Wait. Sounds crazy. So look at this young lady. Some ladies just hit the lotto with their beauty. Look very pretty and enough to get them a ticket out of poverty. So you want to go by weights?
There's these rings I want to get. You know how people have like the pull-up rings, but they're rings? Yeah, I want those.
All right, so we'll go tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, so here we go. You look at this individual and they look normal, and God only knows they got mental health issues. Right there, she's 25 years old, looking amazing, and me trying to show her a good life so I can win her over. Me being a beta male thinking, hey, let me take on a helicopter ride. No, it should show her a different life than what she lives. Hopefully, I could win her over. And Ultimately, we did get married, had a child, and this was in the Dominican Republic, by the way. And I brought her back to America, had her living with me. We tried out like 3 different apartments in New York because I had a good job. Um, Not a high paying job, but high enough, a government job that I had enough money to move around to get from one apartment to the next. And anybody knows New York City, apartments are expensive and it takes a lot of money. So I was able to do that, move to 3 different apartments, just trying to get the right one for our family. Um, the first apartment was in the ghetto, super ghetto. I hated it. Second apartment was a little better, but it was still tiny. In a great area, but just a tiny apartment. And then the third apartment was finally a good size, good area, and I loved it. But by that time, we ended up getting divorced, right? Because her mental health issue was just too much for us to tackle. And I said, I can't do it. At the time, I was like, what, 30? And I just moved on in life. But now, when I ended up getting married the second time, that was a horrible decision. I don't want to talk about it right now because I'm going through a divorce. But with this young lady, beautiful young lady, I don't mind helping now because her mental health issues got to the point where she doesn't acknowledge her son or doesn't want to try everything. That's a beautiful picture we took in DR. Again, she was 25, convinced me to make it happen. Okay, so now at 46 years old and she's 40 years old, I'm 6 years older than her. All right, my dogs are barking. Last 2 weeks ago, I think August 8th, today is August 28th. So I did call the hospital to have her taken in and treated because she wasn't taking her medicine. And the time that she was here, she went from bad to worst. I mean, I'm okay with the fact that she didn't want to talk to me. She didn't want to say nothing. She hated my guts, which I respect, because as an adult, you don't have to, nobody can make you do anything, right? Live your life. That's the way I see life. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're unhappy. I bought this house. It's large enough that it has 4 rooms, 3 floors. Pick a floor, pick a room, live. The only thing that I want is to know that you're fine. And I don't know, that's like a beta move, but it just doesn't really bother me. And it's my way of helping my son. I mean, does that sound fake? How fake does that sound? Like, ultimately, once my son becomes an adult, he might have to chip in to help his own mother who got mental health issues, where I want nothing in terms of benefit to gain from her. Because there is none. We're talking about an adult that doesn't speak with me. She wants to be on the other side of the room whenever we're together in the same house. And this house is big enough that we can make it happen. The only thing is that it's either here or a homeless shelter. And it got me watching YouTube videos of women living in the streets, homeless shelter. And there's some beautiful women living in the street, living in homeless shelter. And it just makes you feel bad. Like, why? Why in the hell would you rather live in a homeless shelter? Like, where's your mom and dad? Like, what the hell happened? How is this even possible? So now I have a young lady, or I know a young lady who is choosing to live in a homeless shelter. And I'm just an option. You could come and live here, right? But under certain conditions, which is you have to take your medicine. That's it. And the last time she came through and was living here, she cooked everything in the fridge. So I had an empty fridge with nothing but water. So it's like, that's another one. That's affecting my life. I wake up and go have breakfast. There's nothing to eat. So those are the only two conditions that I'm thinking of. Don't cook everything on the fridge, and you got to take your medicine. And the reason for taking the medicine is hopefully that's helping with the delusions and just letting you calm down and relax. Because one thing that I noticed with dealing with people with mental health issues, it's like they press the reset button every day. And she kind of forgot what she did the day before. So one day to the next day she'll wake up and cook more stuff. Like cook a whole pot, and that pot will go into the garbage. Try again tomorrow. And so on and so on. And it's like, that's a condition I just can't. And then I started a stream called Noella Nodechi Uncensored, which is like she always walking in the background. Here I have a big background. It's my living room, which I told her, hey, I personally think it's funny. She's walking around. And then I try to get her to talk. But I think part of the reason I try to get her to talk into the camera is to have her do something, say something. Since me and her doesn't talk, it's like you got to do something in life and have some goals, try things out. I guess it's difficult for me to see somebody just living. Just like seeing people like those homeless girls that are on the street on YouTube. They're like beautiful women, like nice green, yellow eyes, and just beautiful, but are crazy and refuses to work with anybody. And thus they decide I'd rather live in the street than to work with anybody. You know what? Here I am trying to play the psychological role, trying to get into people's head and figure out why they're doing such things, right? And like I said at the beginning of this video, the main person you are in charge of is yourself. So I got my own issues. I got my own troubles. I'm trying to focus on those issues, right? How to get myself through life, not lose this home, not lose my condition. Somebody just called, right? So ideally, right, this young lady's Dominican. Twice I sent her, like I paid for her ticket to go to the Dominican Republic and let her family take care of her. To me, that's ideal because her family is family. That's her sister, her aunt, her grandmother. They take care of her. But living in a state, Pennsylvania, where she has nothing, there's no one else except for the streets or the homeless shelter or the government picking up the tab. So I always thought that going back to the Dominican Republic would be the best case scenario for this young lady. And it's one of those things like if she wants. I took that picture. Man, talking about getting to know people. What about this other one? And AI then got her to move. Isn't that cool? Shout out to AI Grok. So who could look at this individual and say that she has mental health issues like schizophrenia? Which, by the way, schizophrenia doesn't scare me. I don't have a problem with it because I know her and I know her intentions. And it's something that I know she wouldn't get out of hand and like physically assault anybody, such as myself. So then it gets me thinking, why should I care? Should I just say, oh, well? Because I was talking to a social worker about it, and the social worker just say thank you to me. Thank you for helping her. Just thank you. You're doing a lot, right? Because again, we all got our own individual problems. And look, her shoes are black, and then AI turns them white. See, turns them white right there. That's all AI. That's a still picture. AI got her to move. Amazing. All right, so I'm trying to get to that point of not caring. Like, here I am caring enough to say, okay, she looks like she's in a good spot in life and she's going to do well. When she was living here, I got to see her. For me, it's just me and my son living here. We are fine. My son loves the house. I love the house. And then having her around, me and my son don't mind as long as she doesn't cook all of the food. And to me, not cooking all of the food means taking her medicine. That will stop her of just cooking up everything and me spending all the money on food. And then today she's supposed to go back to the homeless shelter. I'm assuming she might do like last time and just walk. Like she got taken to the homeless shelter last time and she threw away all her medicine and just started walking until like 1 a.m. When the police just call her and the police call her and they did like detective work and figure out that she used to live here. So they brought her back and knocked on my door and said, "Excuse me, sir, do you know this young lady? Do you want to keep this young lady with you?" So ultimately, look at Joe. These are my fraternity brothers. And that's me in the background. All right, so ultimately doing detective work, the police officers were able to figure out that this is a home that's on her record at the hospital. They brought her here and I opened the door and let her in. And one of her problems is she only sleeps on the floor. She refuses to sleep in a bedroom. Like I have a house with 4 different bedrooms. 2 of them are occupied by me and her son. And part of her condition is not sleeping on the bedroom. She's scared. So that leads me to think she must be scared to death of me. So my only thing to do is not get in her way. I don't talk to her. She doesn't like talking to me. I am fine with that. And let's occupy the same home only because she doesn't have a home. She doesn't have a place to go. Where if I could support her going anywhere else, please let me know. Like I will buy her plane ticket to go back to DR if that's what she wants. But dealing with somebody who just doesn't see herself with any goals, it's weird. But I wanted to do a brain dump. I should put a question out there. How would you treat the situation? Again, I'm at a point where it's just, you know what? Drop the mic and just walk away. And stop asking questions. And let things be. Like, it is what it is. So, with that, I guess I'll keep the phone near me for when I get any calls about the situation or what. Oh, look at this video. Box Center with Jay Smith. Shout out to Jay Smith, who's super happy. Coming out the closet. Oh, man, that's a great picture, by the way. A great video. You wouldn't do or say half of that shit in person. Living the best life. Who is it? Oh, Stephanie. saying that I wouldn't say or do this in person. Box Center with Jay Smith, the Spanish Haitian. Hey, yo, this is the happiest kid on the internet. Let me stop talking about Jay Smith. Okay, so it's hard not to come off like me trying to be slick or trying to get benefit out of this, right? The simple thing to do is just to walk away, to say, this person is not allowed in my house. Just lock all the doors and good luck to you, young lady. And hopefully let the streets deal with her. And at the same time, originally I was the one who brought her here from the Dominican Republic. So how much responsibility do I have out of this? At what point do I say, okay, let me take some responsibility and send this young lady back to her home country, or provide a shelter for her? You know, no need to have a relationship with grown adults. I'm 46. She's 40 years old. Let's just keep it moving in life. And also, nobody else is going to take her serious because they can't. She had a boyfriend in Rhode Island. He was the guy who brought her back over here because it was way too much. He just said, I can't. I don't know what's wrong with her. You got to go to school and study this type of condition to really understand how to deal with anybody coping with mental health issues. Hold on. All right. So I wanted to do a brain dump. Hold on. So I wanted to do a brain dump just to get things out, put it out there, and be honest as possible. So all I want to say is this: I am overextending myself mainly because it's the mother of my kid. All right. Otherwise, I don't feel comfortable letting a homeless girl into my house or a homeless grown woman with mental health issues. So, given that this is the mother to my son, fine. I'm extending my welcome. How do you say it? I'm extending my hand out to help this individual. All right. And also, given that I am done with dating, I got married twice, and the second one was a big mistake. Second marriage was awful, and I cannot even talk about it yet because we're going through divorce. So, with that said, just know that that second marriage didn't work. Oh, I forgot about this. I could do taps. I completely forgot about this. I could post a banner at the bottom of my stream. It's been a while. Okay, I completely forgot about banners here on StreamYard. So I'm gonna take a look at these videos later on and see what are my opinion, what are my thoughts behind what I'm doing. You know, by the way, my mother said, don't do it, don't let her in. You don't need the headache, you don't need that problem, just don't let her back in the house. But that's my mother talking. And then my son said, don't let her back in the house. And that's his mother. And the way that I see him, my son is a kid, he's 16, doesn't know any better. So I don't want him out into the street looking for her later on as an adult and say, why you did that to my mom? So I just want to say that I extended myself. I tried, but as a grown adult, I could only do but so much and cannot force anybody into anything. So I am not forcing. I'm just making myself there available. Like, I am here. But not for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how some men try to extend themselves to other men. It seems so gay. Like, what? No. You know what I tell grown men? Get a job, work your ass off like God did. Like, all this shit wasn't easy. I had to work for 20 years of my young life. Worked all the way till I was 40. Jesus. Yeah, I just noticed I'm hungry. What time is it? I should go eat something. It's 5 o'clock. Let me go make a burger. Yeah, burger sounds nice. See, I gotta go make my own cheeseburger. Nobody's gonna make it for me. So I don't want what's it called? A waiter. I don't want to hire a miss to cook for me, to clean for me. No. I'll take care of that stuff myself. Again, the only thing I expect from a beautiful young lady is just to be. That's it. I want to see you taking care of yourself. And going to a homeless shelter, it's not really taking care of yourself. It's, to me, it just sounds dangerous. Yes, we live in a country in America where we take care of women, we take care of kids, we take care of those who are in need. So I don't think anybody's gonna harm her in the streets. But it just sounds like a terrible condition. As a man, I see it as a horrible condition. Like, I know if I'm in the streets, I gotta be ready for war. People want to fight or take anything you have in your pocket. Wear a ring, you might get robbed. A chain, a bracelet. I grew up in Harlem, and New York is tough. So you can't do anything nice in New York City. You get what's it called, marked. Oh, my brother ran the streets in New York, just like Jay Smith. And they used to, I forgot what it's called when you watch somebody go to work and you time them and you know what time they leave, what time they get back. You clock them. There you go. I think that's what it's called. And when you clock them, you go rob them because you know what hours the house is going to be empty. So they used to do a lot of that. So thank God Jay Smith got deported after going to jail 2 to 3 times. We don't have to worry about that maniac in life. So what else? What time is it? It's 5 o'clock. 5:15. Should I go make a burger? I ate a burger earlier. I guess I could eat a burger with a cup of coffee. You know what? Like, my biggest fear is falling down. I fell down yesterday, and my son had to pick me up and pull me up from the floor. That was scary because it was unexpected. I'm like, oh shit. I'm on the ground. What should I do? So it was one of those things that it was really unexpected. And then I couldn't move. It's crazy. I'm personally battling MS. With battling MS, you lose more of your abilities, like your ability to balance, to move, to walk. So that was scary yesterday. Okay, I'm going to try to do it today. Walk and make a burger. You got to try it with the hope of falling to the ground, right? I bought a ramp. By the way, I'm mixing things up just to get to my backyard because my backyard has 2 steps that I think if I take them now, I could fall. So let me see if I can make a burger without falling. That will be ideal. But again, this stream was called Understanding Mental Health and Its Impact. So mental health, this young lady, 40-year-old Odechi, is beautiful and harmless, but yet suffers from delusions. How am I dealing with it? I'm not pushing her away. I'm trying to help as much as possible. But yes, it has to be my condition because me helping you, I cannot throw myself on the fire and destroy my life and helping your life. Does that make sense? I could only help you to an extent. But for example, if I help you, my house ends up getting burnt up and now we all on the streets, I'm not really helping you. Or if I spend every single dollar on you and then I got to go back to getting a job because helping you made me go broke. I think the only way that help works is if it doesn't impact you emotionally, financially, or any other So let's help Odechi out best as possible. And trying to get her to figure out what she wants in life. Give her time to think about it and just live. So I'm going to create a stream every day, giving a shout out to Odechi, the most beautiful woman out there. Beautiful enough to break walls. Everybody just opens up the doors to her and are super helpful and likes her. So you know when you're that pretty, that everybody likes you. So shout out to her. And let me see if I can go back to the video here. Here's the video of the picture I took of Odechi. Look at that beautiful young lady. One thing I said to myself, I'm never going to marry somebody from a third world country. And I did. I ended up marrying her because she's that pretty. Amazing. So give it a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up. If this channel, No One on Odechi, picks up, definitely we're going to use those funds to help her as much as possible, to get her whatever she needs. There you go. We're going to use the money for that. Any money. So far, I started this channel, I had 3 subscribers. So far, I got 8 subscribers. So it's blowing up little by little. I was shocked when I noticed there were 8 subscribers. I was like, yeah. As a matter of fact, I just noticed it's not streaming on her channel. So let me cancel this and try to stream it to her channel. Streaming on mine. With that said, see you in the next video. Peace.